Hello everyone, Amod here from the Target Common YouTube channel. So in previous video, we have covered what is JSON path, and in this particular video, we are going to write JSON path for simple JSON and nested JSON objects. But before that, I got some feedback like I should have explained what is JSON before going through to write the JSON path and all. Yeah, I accept that is my mistake. I should have covered JSON first, but no problem. I will cover basics of JSON now, and I will take a separate series on JSON only for. I will explain everything. How can you create JSON object, JSON array using map and all. Everything I will explain in that. But for this video, I will explain very basic concept about JSON and whatever questions were raised from last video, that also I will cover. Okay. So in simple, whenever we are saying simple JSON means okay. So like suppose I am a person, right, or anyone like suppose okay, take a real time example. Take example of any student, right? So every student will have some what do you call that properties, right? Maybe they will have their first name, last name, age, address, gender, other things, right? So generally these are these are data related to one student, right? And this data might be changing for others, right? Because whatever first name, last name, and other details I have, that may not be same for everyone, right? So JSON is a way using that we can store the data. Okay, JSON help us to store the data in a format. Okay, that format is something called key value pair. Okay, so the full form of JSON is JavaScript Object Notation. So don't confuse here with the word JavaScript. Okay, don't think that this is something related to JavaScript concept. No, earlier it was introduced for JavaScript, and later it can be done in any programming language. All the programming languages are supporting this one. Okay, but initially it was implemented in JavaScript. That's why the name is JavaScript Object Notation. Okay, now let's go and think. So let me open Notepad plus plus and suppose I want to store some details of a student. So what I will do, I will give like first name, last name, okay, age, address, and gender. Okay, so I want to store all these five details of any student. Okay, so generally we can create a Excel sheet or get some doc file and we can store it there and all, right? But in programming, we can use a format that is called JSON format or JSON file where we can store these values in simple way. So any JSON object is a key value pair. Okay, is a key value pair means where in a JSON document we can store the values as per with what you call that against one key. Okay, like if you had no map in Java, so in map also we store the values or we store the data as a key value pair. Okay, because we should know if suppose I give this name like Amod Mahajan, something like 28, some Bangalore, okay, and some mail, right? So if I give you data like this, so here you can understand, okay, these details might be first name, last name now. But whenever you have a lot of data, it was really difficult to identify blindly what data represents which property of that person, right? So that's why when we store the data as a key value pair, so it's okay. I want to retrieve the first name, okay, get the first name. You want to retrieve the last, get the last name. Okay, so that key will help to identify or fetch the required data directly. So that's why key storing the data as a key value pair is always a good option. So same thing is followed in JSON. Okay, so in simple JSON object we can create using JSON online editor. There are so many editors are present to create a JSON file. Okay, so what you to need to do, what you need to do, go to this particular website, JSON editor online. Okay, and as of now, what you need to do, Okay, we are going to create very simple JSON object. JSON object. Okay, just focus on my word JSON object. Okay, means I want to have a JSON document where I just want to store details of one student. Okay, so to create a JSON object, what you need to do, simply use two curly braces. Okay, you can type anywhere, so that's not a problem here. You can here write it here as well. Okay, so this is just like a new tab, another tab. Okay, so you need to give two curly braces. Okay, and define the values, define the uh, like values with the key here. So suppose I want to store first name, right? So first name will be my key. What you need to do, key you need to give in double quotes, and key will be always string. Okay, and here we have value for it, right? Okay, so here I use key value pair, where in key I'm giving as a string in double quotes and the value of it in double quotes, because that value is also a string. Okay, so any string should be in double quotes, and key and value should be separated using the colon operator. Okay, can you see colon? So in a JSON document, sorry, in a JSON object, which is a JSON document, can store the key value pair, and both key and value must be separated using colon. Okay, now I want to store another details also. So let me store last name. So again, key will be string, so let me go and add here last name. Okay, and the value of last name will be Mahajan. Okay, that I will put it here. Okay, so I follow the same pattern whatever I follow first name, but we can see there's some error it is showing, right? So actually, when you have multiple keys, right, like first name is one key, last name is another key, so all the keys must be separated by comma. Okay, key and value should be separated using the colon, but two keys must be separated using comma. Okay, similarly, we need to follow for others. So what is my next? Age, right? So age is another key. So let me add this particular age here. Okay. And what is the type of value will age will hold? It's an integer, right? Integer. So integer, there's no need to write in double quotes. Okay. No need to write in double quotes. Okay, so any string should be in double quotes, but for integer it's no need. There's no need of that. Okay, now let me go for okay, address. Okay, so again, address will follow the similar pattern as first name last name, and let me add some value here. Okay, Bangalore. Now suppose other thing I want to store the salary also. Okay, so salary will be key again, and salary may be in what do you call that, in decimal also, right? Suppose $10.5. Okay, I'm in India, so I can talk in INR, but yeah, suppose it can be anything, right? So suppose my salary is 10.50. Okay, and it is again, it is not an integer, right? It has some decimal values. So for this also, there is no need to put any double quotes. You can put it, but it will be treated as a string. But if you don't put in, this will be uh, like this can be treated as integer or double or float. That I will show you later when I will try to face the value. Okay. Then, okay, I want to store if I am married or not. Okay, so let me create a field married or key, and the value should be a boolean, true or false. If you are married, put true. If you are not married, put false. Okay, so for boolean also, there is no need to give any double quotes. Okay, if you give the double quote, then it will be treated as a string. Okay, and remember, you need to give the true or false in small case, not this not correct value, because it will treat it as a string here. Okay, and this you need to put in double quotes. So you need to use the true or false in without any double quotes. Okay, So actually I'm not married, so let me put it false. Okay, so this is the way we need to create the just simple JSON document. Okay, we can see how much it is readable. Okay, and you can see, we can see first name, last name, with these are the keys, and we have the values for this. Okay, so it's nothing but you can directly compare with the map in Java map. Okay, so here also it's a similar kind of thing. Now, so this is the one thing, what this is called simple JSON object. Okay, now if you see the agenda of today, so I have the last, second last is what is nested JSON object. Okay, so let me cover that only now only. So if you see here, here we have very simple JSON object. Why? Because key is holding one value. Okay, first name is holding some string, last name is holding Mahajan, is holding some integer value, right? But if you see this particular, okay, let me copy this here. I will change it here. Okay. So if you see address, so address Bangalore is not proper address, right? Maybe I need to give the building name, I need to give the building flat number, then I have to give the some street number, right? Street name, then maybe I need to give some other sub district and all, right? That should be a proper address. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to store all these details. Like suppose for address, okay, for address, I need to use the flat number. Okay, then building, building name, then street name, then city, then pin, right? So I want to store these five details in a what do you call that, in JSON, right? So this very simple way we have already learned simple JSON objects. So we can create all these five fields, okay, separately, and we can add there. But that is not a good practice. Okay, we should, JSON also allows, or we should group the data in proper way. Okay, means categorization. Suppose you have bought vegetable and fruits, right? So if you keep them separately, then only you can easily identify or easily can search whenever you require it, right? So what we can do here, in this address currently it is holding one string value, right? What you can do, this particular address can hold another JSON object itself. Okay, means instead of Bangalore, it will hold this. Okay, this is another JSON object. Okay, so simply just see this much. Here also you need to create the key and value pair like this. So what key have decided? We have decided flat number. Okay, so let me put the flat number. Suppose 401. Okay, then we have building name. Okay, so let me put something ABC. Then what are the key, street name? Okay, suppose XYZ, and let me use simple pin. Okay, okay. So what I did here, I created simple nested JSON object. What is nested? We call nested if, means if inside if. Nested JSON object, one JSON object inside another JSON object. Okay, so we have this JSON object. Okay, inside this we have another JSON object. Okay, so you can see how much it is readable. All the details related to address are stored in this particular key only, address. Okay, so this is the simplicity JSON provide to store the data. Okay, so this is called simple JSON object. Okay, because we don't have anything there in no nested JSON object, no JSON object inside JSON object, but here we have, and we can go till any level. Okay, in real time generally we get a very nested JSON object to work for, right? So here for the learning purpose we are beginners, so I'm using very simple JSON, right? But in real time you might get very difficult one. Okay, they will like deeply nested JSONs. Okay, so don't worry about that, start from the basic, you will be expert one day. Okay, so now we have created one simple JSON object and another nested JSON object, and I will run the JSON path based on these two. But before that, there were some questions were asked in last video, so that I will going to explain first. Okay, so first thing, like when we may encounter class cast exception. So if you remember in previous video, I just said that when we are using this get method, right? This get method returns you object, okay, object type, because when we are not sure which type of value it holds, then we can use the get method. Okay, but suppose what happens, what happens here. Okay, so first see when we'll get the class card exception. Okay, so suppose, okay, so JSON path dot get. Okay, I'm using get method, so we know that it will return me an object, right? Because we are not sure what type of value it is, right? But suppose I don't know what type of value it holds, but we are storing in a int value, right? I'm storing into a int value, okay, int data type. I'm saving it as an integer value. If I print it now, what will happen? What will happen if I run this? So this particular get method will return me on an object, okay? But I am trying to store that into a int. But if you see the value first name holds a string, okay? Let me run and show you the output. Okay, run. Okay, so now we got the error and you can see it is giving class cast exception. And if you read the description, java.lang.string cannot be cast to java.lang.integer. Why? Because we have here the value of first name is Jim, and obviously Jim we cannot store it into integer, right? Because Jim we cannot store that alphabets, right? That's why we're getting a class cast exception. Okay, so that's why whenever you are using get, so you need to be very careful how you are casting it or how you are storing it. Otherwise, you will get this class cast exception. Now you might ask, okay, suppose this instead of Jim, it has some integer value only. Okay, that is possible, right? This first name is not holding any string value, it holds an integer value. What will happen in this case? Okay, so let me run and show you output. It passed, right? 1 to 3 is a printing. This is the last one, right? Because when you do the get, right, so it is giving you one, what do you call that, this particular 1 to 3 is integer only, right? So we are not getting any class exception because whatever type of value we are getting, that we have already there. Okay, we are getting one integer, we are storing two integer, so there's no exception. Okay, so let's twist it again and put it 1 to 3 in double quotes. Okay, 1 to 3 in double quotes. So this time it has 1, 2, 3, okay, but in double quotes. Okay, so we know that if you are putting an integer in double quotes, so that will be treated as a string. Okay, now let me run it and see the output. Okay, now you can see here it is giving you the same class path exception, right? String cannot be cast to java.lang.integer. Okay, and this is the interview objective question was asked in one of the IT company. Okay, so like this, they will confuse you what exception you might get. So these things, tips and trick you can learn by practicing only. Then only you remember. When I was having integer value only like 1, 2, 3 without double quotes, it was working fine. But when we had 1, 2, 3 double quotes, then I'm trying to store into int, so it's filling. Okay. Okay. And also I was asked, like I told that we'll get the number format exceptions. In which case we'll get the number format exception. Okay. So let me show you that as well. Okay. So what I can do. Okay. So let me use simple. suppose I have a string. Okay, suppose string s equal to Amod. Okay, and what I'll do, uh, sys out integer. Integer is the wrapper class. Integer dot parse int. Okay, I'm passing this s. Okay, what I did, I created one string s. Okay, and I'm putting one string value there. Okay, and I'm trying to parse it, okay, into integer. So let's see what happens now. Okay, so let me comment this part because it will give you exception and the flow will break. Okay, can you see here we are getting number format exception for input string Amod, because Amod cannot be converted to integer. That's why we're getting number format exception here. We'll not get any class exception and all. Okay, but now suppose I will change it to 1 to 3. Okay, and let me run it. Okay, so this time it will go through. Okay, we can see it printing 1 to 3, right? So here you will not get the class exception and all. Okay, so you need to practice, you need to remember. Okay, because 1 to 3, this is string. Okay, but it can be converted to an integer. Okay, that's why it got converted using this wrapper class method, and we are not getting any exception. But the same thing here, you might get the exception. Okay, you are getting the exception for get, and when you are trying to store into int, it is failing. Okay, but here what you can do, you can use the integer parts here, and you can get the output as well. Okay, if it is only numeric, it is not alphanumeric or alphabets. Okay, so this is more about Java, so let's go to our actual topics. Okay, so I covered what is class exception and when number format exception you might face. Okay, so there's one more question, well, like what will happen if you are passing some incorrect JSON path. Okay, so in previous video we have already seen that how can we write the JSON path for this and all, right? So what I'll do, let me copy and create a new class, JSON path intro or JSON path non-existence. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, we can see we have a value, right? So let me put it correct value. Okay, and let me remove all these parts because we don't need for this class. Okay, so question was like, suppose here we are giving the key at first name, key as first name, right? What will happen if there is no such key first name? Okay, maybe whenever you're working with API testing, so might be you might get some dynamic response, right? Dynamic JSON. So you might not show like if this value is present there or not. Okay, so what will happen? Like suppose what I'll do, wantedly I will change it to first name one. Okay, and let me run it. Okay, so this first name doesn't exist in this particular JSON object. Okay, so I'm running it now. Let's see what is the output. So we are getting null. Okay, null. Cool, right? Okay, so we got some answer. But now let's go do one thing. What I'll do, instead of using the get string method, I'll use get int. Okay, get int, and I will store into a int, and I will use print the same value. Okay, so this time earlier I used the get string of non-existence key, so we got the null and this is not failing, right? This time I'm using get int and I'm passing some key which does not exist in this particular JSON path. Let me run this. Okay, what happens now? Okay, we're getting null pointer exception. right? For get into a get a null pointer exception, it is not the behavior with the get string. Even if you try for some different method like get boolean or get float or get double, you'll get the null pointer exception itself. Why? Because null is a valid value for string. Whenever you are retrieving something as a string, so string for that null will be a valid value. That's why it is not giving any exception. Okay, but if I using some different data type methods like get int or get float or get double, get boolean, you'll get null pointer exception. Okay, so by knowing this feature, you can at least use some if else or try catch concept, and you can handle as of now whatever we have learned. But there are many good ways to handle non-resistance of key that we'll learn later. Okay, but whatever we have learned, if you are trying to get the JSON path for and you are not sure whether the JSON path will exist or not, you can use try catch block and you can handle. Okay, if you are getting anything as a string, so there's no need of package value, you can simply put one if condition also. If you can put the if the string is not null and all, then you proceed for it. Okay, but for others you need to use the null pointer exception. You do the exception handling. Okay, so you need to be careful for that. Okay, so yeah, that's all I think I've covered here. And actually main topic is pending, where we need to write the JSON path for simple JSON object and nested JSON object. I'm thinking to cover that in next video, and yeah, that will be much better. There's another concept called, just in previous video I told you that there's called root node that can be represented using the dollar symbol. Okay, what is meaning of that? Okay, meaning of that, what I'll do, I will simply comment this part. Okay, what I'll do, uh, okay, to the JSON path. Okay, JSON path dot get. Okay, what I told that the root node is the starting. Okay, or the hold, that root node keeps holds the, what do you call that, start start point, right? So you, if you use get of dollar, okay, get of dollar symbol. Okay, okay, and let me directly print it. Okay, we know that it will return object, but okay, let me print it directly. Okay, so what I'll do, okay, I'm simply casting, let me run it. Okay, what you can see, it is simply printing the JSON. Okay, what I told you, that root node, by using the dollar symbol, we can print that holds the control of root node, right? That is called root node. So if you are using this one, this as a JSON path, you get the whole JSON object only. Okay, so that proves that line that dollar represent the root node. Okay, so this same syntax we can write in multiple ways. Okay, so sys out, you can use JSON path get string. Okay, get string, you can use the dollar symbol again. Okay, so this will also give the same output here. There's no need to cast it as well. Okay, then same thing you can do using the JSON path dot get. Okay, you can use simple get method also. Okay, if you're using normal get method, then also it will give you the same output. Okay, Okay, so this we need to do here, just we need to convert cast into object. Okay, and if you rinse this out, okay, so you can use the JSON path dot get string, okay, and pass a simple empty space. Okay, empty space also you can pass, and all four will give you the same output. So let me run it. Let me run it. You can see that it is printing the same output. Okay, but there's some difference. Okay, so this is giving you the whatever we have, right? Okay, JSON path, this particular line and this particular line is giving the proper output, right? We are converting to object, right? Where is that? Okay, window show view console. Okay, so here you can see it is giving you one whatever JSON object we have, but here they have, here it is something else, right? You can see, can you see the difference here? Okay, so whenever we are using this dollar sign here, okay, so let me just where it is closing. So you can see because of we're converting, right? We are converting to object, so it is giving you proper values. Okay. If you convert this to also object, let me see whether it is giving you proper value or not. Okay, let me run it. Okay, nothing. So this is the difference here it is making when you are using this particular. So whenever if you are casting the object, then also it is giving you the same output as previously. Okay, so but you can see this things, this as objective question in many companies. If you are applying for any API job, so in objective question they might ask this particular question. So you need to be sure, like whenever using the root node, it will give you the exact what do you call that, JSON object, and you need to understand this particular statement. Okay, and this statement is same. Okay, there is no change. Okay, so that's it for this video. Actually, I need to cover for writing JSON path for simple JSON and nested JSON object, which I have not covered yet, and I don't want to make a lengthy videos, so that I'll cover in next video. If you still have any doubt, you can always ask me. Comment on this video, and if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and help me to get more views and subscribers. Thank you, everyone.